Hello, my name is Hannah and this is my channel, Hannah Stitching. Thank you so much for stopping by. It has been a minute. I think my last Flosstube was back in May. So a lot has happened since then. I went to StitchCon. We've done a few camping trips, and me and my husband, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary, so that's pretty cool. So just a little bit of, I guess, an update on life and all of that. Back in June, I went to StitchCon, had a great time, met a lot of lovely people. And then later that month we went camping, and then July was just a series of a lot happening. We had the 4th of July where we went to my husband's grandma's house. We did another camping trip at the end of July. I went on a girls' weekend up to my grandparents' cabin, which is on a lake, so that was a lot of fun. And now it is August, and yeah, I did attempt to film a Flosstube a couple weeks ago. It was going to be like a little mid-year whip parade, and then I just never got around to editing it. I just decided I wasn't super happy with it, and so I just said no, I'm not gonna edit this, I'm not gonna put it out there. It's just when I have the time, I'm just gonna put together something else. So currently we have it's kind of our first weekend without the kid since sometime last year, so that's been really nice. We went and we decided that since we made it a whole 10 years, we were going to do like a couples tattoo. So we got little our favorite fish, and they're holding swords, and I'll put a picture up here somewhere. So we went and did that on Friday, so that was really fun. And then we went and saw a movie last night. I got some stitching done yesterday, and now it's Sunday and I'm gonna go pick up the kiddo. So I figured before all that I was gonna just film a quick Flosstube because the rest of August is going to be pretty busy between work. The kid is home. He's got like stuff going on 3 days a week, and then 2 days a week, the days that I'm not working, he's home. And then there's like these 2 weeks where I'm gonna have him for a week, and then my grandma's gonna take him for another, like, Monday to Thursday, so that I can go to work. And then finally we will hit September and he'll be back in school, and this juggling and trying to find summer activities will be all done, which I'm so excited for. For those of you who don't know, I was a stay-at-home mom until he started kindergarten, and then I went back to work as a dog groomer. And I only work 3 days a week, but still trying to find, I knew that it was going to be a pain in the butt to try and find affordable childcare for when I was working. I didn't realize just how hard, like, come August it was going to be, when all of the darn programs are like, and we are done at the beginning or mid-August, and you've still got 2 weeks before, 2.5 weeks really, because he starts like the middle of the school week in September, to figure out childcare. And like, so many programs are like, we are just like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like, cool, that doesn't help me at all. So it's really frustrating. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing next year. I have until probably February to figure that out. So yay. All right, I have a lot to show you, so I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna start with just, because it's been so long since StitchCon, just like a small amount of my haul. So just some patterns and some fabric. I got a lot of great stuff from like people there, from my table mates. But for the interest of time, I'm just going to show you like some of the patterns and the fabric that I got, because I have a big old pile of whips here because I have been working on a lot of stuff. So, to start, which I'm sure you've probably seen, but we got this nice like felt bag, which is very nice. It's a reasonable size. I think my favorite purchase actually were these. They are magnetic frames for things like Mill Hill. And I am going to show you in a little bit why I really like these, because I've already gotten quite a bit of use out of this one here. And these are actually really fun because they are Fourth Wing themed. And I am Fourth Wing obsessed. These are by Creative Cuts and Crafts. And so yeah, I got 3 different sizes for all my, Mill Hill needs. I picked up I picked up a few things from the freebie table, not a lot, but a few. So I got this one from Satsuma Street. One-Eyed Jack. I got this Button and Beads Wanda's Wands. That is adorable, and it is the full kit, so that was really cool. I might actually start that one for Halloween, we'll see. Somebody put this up there, which I was really excited about because these wizards are pretty hard to get. It's an Old Dimensions kit. It does even have some of the floss. Now, while I don't think that will be enough floss to actually complete this, I can at the very least use it to like find the correct DMC. I also might, just once I match it to the correct DMC, I probably will actually just use fresh skeins, just because this is old, so it's gonna be an old dye lot. So if the colors don't match well enough, I might just use some fresh DMC. This is one that I got, and it's Melvin the Library Kitty by The Stitching Kitten. How cute is that? I absolutely love this. Absolutely adorable. Another freebie table find. That or somebody at my table might have had this one. I got it for the safari animals. It's a tiger, elephant, zebra, giraffe. What's that? I thought there was a leopard in here too. So if you've been around for any amount of time, you probably know that I love my big cats. So yeah. Oh, there's a cheetah. That's what it is. So there's a cheetah, a lion family, and then there was also, I thought that squirrel was pretty cute. And these owls. So there's quite a few things in here that I would stitch. And then I found this on the freebie table, Butterfly Fairies. And there's these 2 in there. It's by Leonard. I don't know who the designer is though. I know I've seen maybe it's just Leonard. But I know I've seen somebody stitch this one. I just can't remember who. Let's see. I got Athena by Satsuma Street, which is also on the freebie table. And this one is by the Fabled Hollow, Maiden of Autumn. Thought she was absolutely gorgeous. I love the fancy lady with the fox. I love that there was an animal in there. It made me so happy. So I love that. All right, and another fine frog, because I can never have enough of her. So Moon Garden Unicorn, and I've almost been tempted to start this multiple times already. I am refraining. And then when I got home, I ordered, I ordered this at StitchCon, but I just ordered it to my house. So I got the, we all know who she is, Needlelot Designs, the Needlelot Designs new book, Fantasy Cross Stitch. And I have refrained also from starting something out of there, even though I really, really want to. All right, so then I got these two fabrics. They're from Lakeside Cottage Stitchery, both 18 count, opalescent. I got this one from Under the Sea. It's vampiric. And this is a 28 count. I am going to actually stitch a full coverage on this. So it's one where I'm going to be taking out a lot of black, and it's just going to be like, it's a macaw, and so I'm just putting the macaw and like the flowers on here. I'm not going to stitch all the background because I don't want to do that. And then shortly before I left, I did win a Friday night fight night from Be Stitch Me, and I got 2 mermaids coves. One is the opalescent, which, oh my god, it's so pretty. So pretty. Absolutely love this. I want to get a Bella Filipina to put on here. And this is the non-opalescent one. So I want to get a Bella Filipina mermaid to put on one, maybe both. I don't know yet. So that's on my eventual to-do list. Maybe as like a birthday start or something in December. We'll see. All right, and then I ended up getting 3 project bags. I got this one. And then this is the back. This one, I kept passing by it, and it's just a pretty white lining. I kept passing by this one and being like, I really wanted it, but there was another one I really wanted, and I didn't know if I really wanted to buy 2 project bags. So I at first just grabbed this one, which was it's a Mean Girls. I forget who the designer is or who made it. Got a little polka dot lining, very cute. So I really wanted this one and decided that this was gonna be the one I'd get, but then nobody was like taking this, and I was like, but it's amazing. So I decided that it had to be meant to be, and I got it. And then I happened to win one of the like raffle drawing things. And this year it was really nice. Like they had a table where you could like pick things, so you weren't stuck with just, you know, I don't know. Most of the time I don't want to win those raffles because I'm just like, I don't actually want whatever it is that, you know, they're giving away. it's not something I'd ever use, I'd ever stitch with, whatever. So this year they actually had they just had a bunch of stuff on the table, and as your number was called, you could go pick something off the table, which I liked a lot better because I was able to pick out this really cute project bag. I will use a project bag. And it is from Lynn X Stitches Creates. So I was, very happy about that one. I don't want to like win random things that I'm never going to use. Like the last time I did that at the last retreat I went to, it was just, I ended up just giving it away to somebody who again wasn't 100% sure if they would even stitch it. But they liked it well enough that they're like, yeah, maybe. So, yeah. It just, I don't know, it feels wasteful. Alright, so I guess, yes, I know, Rin. I guess we'll start with what's in this project bag, as it is my one new start. Actually, before we get into that, I should show you, I have two finishes. Both were at StitchCon, so if you watch my, or if you see my Instagram at all, you've seen these already. But the first one is Froggo Loves You by Bad Stitch. So just a really cute, like, small pride one. And then the You're Doing Great, Bitch. This one was a lot more than I anticipated, but I did finish it. I don't know, I was really enjoying stitching it until I wasn't, and then I just kept being like, you're doing great, bitch. You're doing great, you can finish this. Because once I was down to like these like fronds here, it was just, I was so sick of this, but it's done. This is, and both of these are on Rainy Day by Stitch Me, 18 count. It was like one of their fabric of the months, so yay for that small finish at StitchCon. Okay, now we'll go to what was my one, I think my only new start, and I started at StitchCon, and I didn't even get that much done on it. It's rather depressing, actually. So this is full of whimsy and political rage by the who is this by? Feline and Floss. I got a very small start, and I really need to get more work on it because it is a pathetic start. This is on a pink fabric that I actually dyed specifically for this project, and that's where I got. Yep, not a whole lot. So we'll eventually try and get more done on that. Okay. Well, she's right here. So this is Aphrodite by Mirabilia. And I am working down here in her shell, or actually I think over on like this side here. I really wanted to finish this year, but the shell is just kind of killing me ever so slowly. But here and there she's coming out, and I am plucking away at it. So she's very wrinkly, but this is where I'm at with her. She is looking absolutely stunning though. Like, dang. It's just that shell is a bit more, and even her tail, it's just a bit more beastie than I anticipated. So, yeah. She'll get finished someday. It just might not be this year because my plans have kind of shifted yet again. So what was it, about 2 weeks ago, I finally went in and I made a Google document of all my whips. I think I forgot like 2 of them, but either way, I believe I have like 93. Yeah, I think it's 93 whips, including the 2 that I've, one I know I forgot, the second one I'm not 100% sure. So I either have 92 or 93 whips. And I was trying to put them in like a rough size order, which didn't work terribly well because the amount of stitches changes. And I mean, there's like no way for me to really do it with my paper patterns because I'm not going to sit there and, you know, spend days counting how many like actual stitches are in those projects like Aphrodite. Yeah, fuck no. So it's just kind of like a rough like guess. And what I was going to do was going to start with my smallest and just kind of work my way up. And I might still do that. Or I'm currently working on the smallest, so I'll show you that in a little bit here. So now my next one, I'm debating if I'm either going to go to my next smallest or if I want to use a random number generator and pick that way. That way all my smalls aren't necessarily finished, and then I could go work on something a little bit bigger and either decide, oh, I want to try and finish this, and or like make a goal to put like either so many stitches into it or, you know, finish a page or something like that. So I haven't quite decided. I will, where did that go? Oh, here she is. Right, yeah. So I will decide when I finish this one, which will hopefully be this week. So this is Brooks Books, Sandy the Summer Witch. And I am getting there. So I worked really hard on it this week, and this section is nearly done. I found out that I ran out of 712, which was shocking. So I had to go get some 712 so that I can finish the little shell up here. And then like there's going, you know, I've got to do her ponytail, which you do after, you know, all of this stuff is done. And then there's like tufts on her broom that I got to do. And I still have to stitch her hat. So let me pull this out. So this hat is on a separate piece, and so I've got to get that stitched up. And then this like braid is just floss that's been like braided or twisted, and then same with the broom. There is like some flowy ribbons and stuff that come down. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet because this pattern called for a bunch of Krynics, and I didn't buy Krynics. I was like, this project is not worth it to me for the price of Krynic. So I just went and used the DMC equivalent. Doesn't have quite the same like effect down here just because like some of this really light blue was supposed to be Krynic, and I'm just, yeah, no. So yeah, so I gotta finish the shell, I gotta finish the hat, and then all just like the finishing touches. I don't know how much into like the actual finishing I'm gonna get, but I want to get at least all the stitching done, you know, get her braid and like the broom, and then we'll see about like, you know, fully FFOing it to make it look like this. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with this. I think I have a tiny bit of back stitching left on the sunglasses too, but yeah. This though is where it has been super nice to have the like little magnetic frames. So I'm going to try and get all the stitching at the very least done for that this week. That is my current goal. All right. Next up is I've been working through my Milestone Manor. The original like papers and stuff that I had for that got wrecked, so I printed out new ones and I just kind of started over. Since I'm not doing, you know, my original like start of the year 25 or 26 for 26, I am just doing, I made a whole new board. I put all of my full coverages on there and spun the wheel for those. So now I have my stocking, which I left on there. I put that back in the entry. I have my Pokemon. I have my Arabic Princess, Sacred Balance, and Mini T-Rex Attack still. So, I am not fully done with my Sacred Balance stitches. I believe it's by Jeanette Starr and charted by Thread Geeks. I don't think they still have this one up there. Let's see. Jeanette Starr, Wiles, and it's Sacred Balance. And my stitch count is not accurate because I am not stitching like the black around. I'm just doing it circular. Because I'm stitching it on 18 count black fabric. And that's where I'm at. That's it, right? Yeah, okay. So you can see, like, you know, the crow coming in. All I did was like 100 or 200 right in there. I do still need to do like 200-ish more. So potentially in the next, potentially this week I'll get that done. So with like all the black marked off and stuff, it says I'm 28.79%. And with 23,880 done out of 82,944. Obviously that's not accurate, but you know, gives me a little something and makes it feel like, oh, okay, not quite as, it's a little less daunting. So that's where I'm at with that one. Like I said, that should come out again this month at some point just to get the last of those stitches. And then I have my Walk as One stocking. And I had to put like 720 stitches into this for my milestone. Oh, and if you don't know what Milestone Manor is, it is a game by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And it's really useful for full coverages, and I really like it. So I didn't feel like doing full coverages for like almost 2 months. So like I haven't gotten a lot of progress in on my full coverages. But I am so excited because I kind of unintentionally started to get Santa's face. So here we are. Okay, so here, the way I'm working is by row, but I will carry like colors down, as you can see. So when I was working up in this row up here, the colors just started coming down until we got Santa's face coming in. So it's kind of creepy looking, but it's there. And I'm so excited. It's looking so good. It's looking so good. And it looks actually even better on camera, so I'm super stoked about that. This is on a 28 count 2/1 tent. So yeah, can't wait to pull. This kind of makes me not, like, can't wait to pull this back out because yeah, I really like this. And I am 23.87%. And I've done 24,923 stitches out of 104,392. I think I did the math and I've done around 8,000-ish stitches this year. So not a ton, but you know, when you have 92 or 93 whips, 8,000 isn't too bad. Oh, and the artist is Jodi Bergen, and it is from Heaven and Earth Designs. All right. This one is from Awesome Pattern Studios. I had a few weeks where I didn't know what I wanted to work on, so I just worked on like everything. And part of that everything was garden tresses. I don't know how many stitches I put into here, but I worked up in this area here and like this here. So this is like just like her wild hair, and this is her face with the start of one of her eyes. So that's where I'm at with that. I love the colors in this. Very fun. Okay. This one, I think this is only the second time I've worked on it. It's a Stitcher Haunts here from the Witchy Stitcher. And I'm doing... It's not this version, because like my roof and stuff is going to be purple. There was like 2 colorways. And in my colorway, the colorway that I chose, the roof and some of the details are going to be purple instead of brown. And I am doing this one on Sleepy Hollow by Atomic Ranch. And I just did a little bit more black. So started putting in the door, and then I think some of this. Okay. This is another Mirabilia. I have not worked on her since I started her, what, 2 years ago? So she definitely needed to come out and get some love. This is Red Lady Pirate. See if I can find there it is. And I am currently just working in her dress. And I am stitching her on 18 count Winter Mix by Stitch Me. It's a very small start or continuation or whatever, but it's progress. So that's where I'm at. I believe that this is like her arm. So her arm, and then like part of those like chains that she's holding. So I really enjoyed her. I think I'm gonna try and pull her out one more time this year. Just as a little, I don't know, side project, I guess. I do not have a picture for this one. This one just doesn't, I don't think it's even on like Etsy anymore. So sorry, I have nothing. It's one of those though with like florally border thing and then just a saying. And it's on an 18 count printed Aida. And it's gonna say, my house looks like shit because I was making this. So I did the M, and then I put in some stuff up here. This is one that I was debating, just kind of working on to a finish. I don't know, maybe I still should. I kind of like the idea of letting fate kind of decide what I work on next though. So I think that's the route we're gonna go. Okay, this is one I was having so much fun working on. And it's the Secret Grove Stitch Along from Needlelot Designs. I was just having so much fun with this one. So it got quite a bit of stitching. Again, this was one I was like, ooh, do I just keep going? And I don't know, maybe that's what I'll end up doing later on, just so I don't like burn myself out, but we'll see. This is where I got to. So I finished the owl, finally. Oops. I finished the owl. I did the cute little jar down there. I did these like orbs, the 2 fireflies, and then have been just working in the tree and on the sign. It's looking so good. I absolutely love this fabric for it. It's Gorgeous Great by Stitch Me, 18 count. Again, one of her fabric of the months. So yeah, I had so much fun. I was having so much fun with this. The owl looks so cute. Look at him. Honestly, her designs, especially with like the lack of backstitch, are just they're incredible. She gets so much detail and such little space with just her use of color. It's amazing. Okay, this is from Stitchrovia. Do I have a little picture of this, or do I just need to insert something? Oh, no, I do. So, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land, what is it? Among the stars? Yeah, among the stars. I've had this one on the go for a minute. And I added more to the S. And that's it. This is on a, I think, 16 count black Aida. So yeah, I added like this. So not terribly exciting, but I worked on it. And that's more than I can say for last year. And there's a couple other things that I worked on. I just didn't put enough stitches in for me to even really notice a difference. So, okay, this one. Okay, I am really excited about how much I got done on this, because I have barely worked on this since I started it. It's We Are Stardust Nude by Taylor and Cromwell. So if you don't like galaxy nudity, look away. So that's what it's gonna look like. And I put in, I want to say, oh, did it only have like 400 or 500 stitches in it? Actually, did I write it down? I did that. Okay. So it didn't have that many stitches in it, but I put in quite a bit, bringing it to, like, I did a lot. I did a lot of fill-in and then working my way over here. This is currently at 4.89%, and I have 1,201 stitches. And this is on a, I think 14, yeah, I think it's a 14 count black Aida. So I was stoked to get that much done. I was really enjoying working on it for a little bit. So I think I put in like 600 or some stitches. Like I was just having fun, which was great. In case you're curious, this is like her belly button down here. So that's kind of where we are. I did a center start on this just because of, you know, how she's shaped. So yeah, I was having a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back to her. All right, this one is another Stitchrovia, or Emma Congdon, and it's from her Cross Stitch for the Earth. When making my list of projects, she is definitely, her and Aimee Stewart are definitely the top designers in my current whip list. I am doing the seasons one that everybody was doing, not that when this first came out. I'm not sure how far along I am, but I am getting pretty close to being done with spring. I've actually reached the bottom now, which is exciting. So this is where I'm at, and that is the bottom of spring. So I've been mostly working in that blue, light blue water. I put in the frog, the tadpole, and then the, I don't know, guessing those are like frog eggs or something. So that's where I've been working there. So not horrible progress for working. I think I worked on it like twice. Okay, let's see. I very briefly worked on Moana. Like very briefly. That's right, she's on here. She is by AbbieSue Designs. I don't believe you can find her anymore. I believe she got rid of all her Disney patterns, unfortunately. So that's what I'm working on. And this is where I'm at. So I've just went down and was working in her skirt. So I think I just put in the red for her skirt. So if I were to go smallest to largest, she would actually be next, which is why I'm kind of torn, because I would like to finish her, and I know she'd be a pretty easy finish, but I don't know if I want to go with like the easiest finish either. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. All right, my bookshelf, which is in this amazing Alara Creates, like, or Alara Designs. So sad that she's not doing like anything anymore. But I love this bag. And this is my 2026 bookshelf. I am behind again, but I had like briefly caught up. So that's where I'm at. So I am now in the June-July section. I have to finish off July. So I have January, February, March to May. I did all the way to May because May I read one book. So it was just, okay, I'm just gonna do that. And then June, July, I know I have a few more from July. And I finally settled on a font and all of that for like the genres. So over here I am doing the genres and then what color is associated with that genre, just for, I guess, a random easy guide to what my bookshelves is on my bookshelves. So that's where I'm at so far. I am very much enjoying this. I'm very much enjoying the design. I do like that I'm leaving off the ratings this year. It just makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, very happy with that. And I'm doing this on a 18 count black Aida, and I'm using Anchor Floss for this one. Okay, I worked on this one very briefly. It is unicorns. It's a Teresa Wentzler Petites, and it is unicorn. So I'm doing this one here. And I'm doing it on like a seafoamy green because like some of this sky and some of like this water isn't actually stitched. And it's on a like 14 count Aida. It's just something I got at like Joann's once upon a time. And I was just doing fill in over here. And I mean, some of it probably came down to like here and stuff, but yeah, mostly just doing fill in. This one again is one that I hadn't touched in quite some time, so definitely glad to get even a few stitches in on that. Okay. This one I only put in like 200 stitches. It's probably going to be honestly pretty hard to see what I've done because it is my Kitschy Cute Collector by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth. So it is one of my big full coverages. I am working over here, mostly in the curtain, and then I've started like down into the bookshelf, all the way down to the lamp. This time I was just working on doing a little bit more fill-in of the curtain, and then just for some quick stitches I did a little bit up in the bookshelf. And I'm doing this on a 28 count like easy guide, 2/110. So yeah, I was just kind of picking random colors that I had and just trying to fill in that, and then I filled in some of this in like the bookshelf there. But that's where I'm at. It's looking really good. Again, it's not, you know, this isn't one of my big focuses. I love the design. It's just, you know, I love my Mermaid's Treasure more, so she gets most of my love. So we're gonna show her next. I don't know how much I actually have done since you last saw her, but this is a Mermaid's Treasure by Aimee Stewart, and I am currently down here, working in like this section here, working over towards the treasure chest. Oh, Kitschy Cute Collector is at 4,734 stitches out of 372,185 stitches, meaning it is 1.27% complete. Now, a Mermaid's Treasure, she is at 7.32% complete. I have done 33,506 stitches out of 457,600. All right, so that's where I'm at. This is what I've done. But this is where I'm at. So oh, okay. I actually kind of didn't really realize what was coming in here until I pulled it out after having just looked at it, and it is totally that shell. So that's actually really exciting. You can see the shell coming in. That's really cool, and that makes me kind of want to work on this and get that shell filled in. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know what I've done since you last saw this. I know I've come up in here a little bit and maybe just some fill in down here. Not totally sure, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure even what all I've worked on, so I probably don't even have all my whips here. These are just the ones that I know I've worked on, and or this one, heavily assume I've probably put in some stitches. Okay, I have two more here to show. This one is the Museum at Midnight Museum After Midnight by Lola Crow. I am not keeping up, but I'm not super far behind either. Okay, so this is where it's at after the latest release. The last release was like these three dinosaurs here. So the two raptors and the Compsognathus. So very exciting. And I almost want to move my Q-snap to go work on them again, but I'm not going to. Let me just pull these off here quick. I did work on this a little bit this morning. Oh. This is where I'm at. So, up until yesterday, I had, or till Friday, I had like the side mostly done. Now with the addition of the raptors, though, I do have to go add those. I've worked on the whale a little bit, and I'm currently working over here in this arch. So my plan is to work this arch out, get that, you know, as complete as it currently is, and then do the looks like there's a toad down there. So, you know, get this stuff filled out. I might come up and do this guy, then come down to the toad, and then work my way down to this. So that's my current plan. I am currently 57.35%. So before the last release, I was at 60%. So now with that release, and before, like after that release, it brought me down to like 56%. So I put in like a percent since Friday. So I am at 7,733 stitches out of 13,483 currently. So I am very excited because while I'm not totally caught up, I'm not super far behind. And I am slowly trying to catch up. My hope is to be at 65 to 70% by the next release. So I'm hoping that that's where I'll be. And then I can just slowly keep up here. All right. So my next one, the last one I'm going to show you, is my Mini Viking Beauty by, I believe it's Cherie Gerhardt. So I've had Stitch Pal on my phone for a while, but I decided to pull that out and just kind of play around with my heads. And the Mini the Viking Beauty is probably by far my favorite mini that I have going. I love it. And I also really want a full coverage finish this year. Why I decided that this one would be the best one when I have two others that objectively would probably be easier to finish. Yeah, so will I get her finished this year? Probably not. Am I going to give it my best shot? Yeah, why not? Dream big, right? So I have been working on her pretty hard for the last 2 days. Oh, I lied. There's one more project after this. I've been working on her pretty hard for the last 2 days. According to the My Stitch Pal, I think I have to do like 518 stitches a day. Is that going to happen? No. I am hoping though that once the Museum After Midnight is either caught up or finished, that I can put more of my focus on this one. But I have still gotten quite a bit done. So that's where I'm at. I am almost at a page finish. I have been, bringing colors in over here. I am currently at 10.66%, and I've done 8,865 stitches out of 83,200. So while it is probably pretty unrealistic to think that I will actually finish this in December, I did decide that I do want this to be my next full coverage finish. So either way, this is going to be my my focus full coverage piece. I thought about doing stocking, but I really just like working on stocking in my milestone manner, because it takes the pressure off for that one. And while I really like it, the color scheme of it does get really boring. It's a lot of just really light colors and like grays and like blue and grays. And so it gets kind of boring to work on for too long. So I didn't want to burn myself out on this one. This one, I feel, for some reason, I love stitching in greens, so I really like that. And I feel enough color variation while also not being super like confetti heavy, to make working on this one to try and bring it to, my next full coverage finish, like actually reasonable. For a while, I was thinking about using my mini T-Rex attack. I decided that I was just too confetti heavy, that like I need that one in small bursts as well, just because of how much confetti there is. So I decided to do this one because it is arguably probably my favorite of all my full coverages. I might even like it a little bit more than my Mermaid's Treasure. Like, I really like this. And this dragon, I mean, it is looking so good. It is looking so good. So I'm really excited to get down to Astrid and see what she looks like. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go. Originally, I was thinking about going down. I think she's like down in here, to see what she's looking like. But now with this like maybe being a focus, I don't know that I want to do that. So I think I'm gonna just work over, down, and back over, and just go that way. So hopefully by the next time you see this, I will be much further along. And like I said, I am super close to a page finish. Okay, the last one I have that I was hiding because it's in like one of my itty bitty project bags is What the Cat Saw by Lola Crow. So this one here. Now, I started this January 1st of 2025, and I had a whopping 1 brick. I now have 3 bricks and a partial brick and part of the window. So, progress! I actually was having a lot of fun with this, and again, I didn't necessarily want to put it down. Alright. That is all. While looking through this, I did notice another project that I had worked on that I didn't have out, and that's okay. We're an hour in. We're gonna leave it at that. Maybe I'll try and pull that project out, put a few more stitches in, and then I have an excuse to show it to you next time. I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do. Either way. I am done. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, and if you made it this far, thank you. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your month, and hopefully I will see you in September. Bye.